Good morning. Thanks for tuning into RealRaw Grounded. I am DJ Venus with you today until X time. Hi, my name is Janna Patel, better known as DJ Venus. I am an attorney at law for almost 12 years and I've been at Zip FM as a Zip Jock for 18 years. So I sort of have two different sides going on at the same time. Balance, it's essential in life. Well, I don't know if I have, consciously set out to say how can I balance it as such. But ensure that, when you feel the need to be sociable and, spend time with friends, you do that. And of course, spend time with the family. Work on the religious side of things as well, your spirituality. And of course, careers and law requires a lot of focus, a lot of dedication, a lot of time. So it's important to give it what it needs in order to grow sufficiently in your career. Well, I have a passion for media and communication. I discovered that in sixth form when I was at Immaculate and I was working on the yearbook. And I started UE doing history, majoring in history, and I decided to transfer over to doing media and communication at Carrimac because I felt the love for it and I wanted to pursue that instead of just straight history alone. While at Carrimac in the first year, I did see an ad in the paper about someone working on a radio station, whatever, and I didn't apply, and it kept riding me. And I promised myself that the next one I saw, I would apply. And the next one I saw was when I was at Carrimac now, already going to school. And I decided to apply, and it turned out to be Zip. And I had wanted to work on the radio. I thought it was fun. Thought it was, it's interesting. No 2 days are the same. My father is involved in media as well, so growing up, he'd been working there from before I was born. So growing up, we're always seeing him on TV or listening to him on the radio and stuff like that. And sometimes we'd go to the station with him too. So I guess some people would say that's a clear answer, it's in your blood, perhaps. But I felt that, and I still say to people, even if something is in your blood, meaning that your generations before or your parents do it, you kind of need to have the love and the desire for it yourself. Now, I don't think it's enough to just say it's in the blood. You have to want to do it too, and have the passion and desire as well. So, having discovered my passion and desire for it, latter part of high school and stuff, I decided, yes, as I say, when I saw the flyer, to go for it. And it turned out to be Zip. They didn't name the radio station in the flyer. I actually thought I flunked the interview. I was so embarrassed, I just wanted to get the hell out of that place. And unfortunately, I couldn't get out because there was a buzzer thing to press on the door. In my haste, I just couldn't find it. I was just like looking and pulling everything. I just wanted to get out. But thankfully, I had made it through, and I'm doing the different shortlisting processes. I made it through, and so 18 plus years later, I am still there, and I'm so thankful. It's been one of the greatest experiences working in media and at a radio station, and particularly Zip FM, where law is concerned now. I was curious. I don't have the passion for law that I do for media and communication. I can honestly say that, and I knew that before going off to study it. But I had an interest, and I felt that I would have regrets not doing it, and I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to be like 40 and having regrets. So as I was wrapping up that first degree, which ended up being a double major in media and communication and history, because I picked up back the history, and I was given permission to do that double major. In wrapping that up, I said, I think I'm gonna try and do law. So I applied and went straight through. So that was 4 years for the first degree, and then 2 more years in Barbados, and then 2 years at Norman Manley Law School. So it was 8 straight years of school. That was very taxing. That was sometimes just mentally difficult to deal with, as your 20s are rolling along, and you're not working no big job, so to speak. You're there going to school. And leaving Jamaica too, but it was great to live in Barbados and have that experience there. So that's how the two things came about. Over the last few years, and few would be, 15, 20, really and truly, that don't mean like 5. Law has become I wouldn't say law is male dominated anymore. And I'll give you this statistic from my law school year, and we graduated in 2008. There were 67 of us, and 50 were women, 17 men, including from other Caribbean territories, including Belize and so on. So I think that has definitely changed, and during the time we were wrapping up law school, our Chief Justice was a woman. She was appointed during that time. Our DPP was a woman, and then Attorney General. So in the top positions across the law in Jamaica, we've been seeing women, as I said, for well over 10 years now and stuff. And you have more women graduating from law school than men. DJs generally have been men. But over the years too, that has also changed. Proud to say that at Zip, at any given time, there are at least 3 female Zip jocks, Sometimes you'd still get a sort of dismissive sort of from the reception from other people, or some people just don't take you seriously or don't rate you. Have more visuals, or see us more, or for us to be shown more, us being female DJs, because we are there. And I recall recently there was I think it was an ad for some alcoholic beverage, and the DJ in the scene on the beach was a woman, and I was like, oh great, that was so good to see, And also, I would say people can hire us more, like to play out, and like to be the resident DJs at clubs or when the place open up back, kind of thing. You're right. You we're there. Not just those who are at radio stations, but elsewhere doing a thing freelance, if you want to call it that. So I think if we are seen more, if those of us who are already there are seen more, I think other younger, females, and not just younger, but our age too, who looking to diversify or always had a passion or an interest in music and wanted to DJ too, might feel like, yeah man, it's good, I'll be received, I can do it. Follow your heart, Sometimes, you feel like you have to do something because mommy or daddy wants you to do something, or, grandma always wants you to be an ex or whatever. But I would say, whereas, there's room to try to accommodate that. Sometimes that doesn't always bring happiness or satisfaction, and you will find that sometimes, years later, 10, 15, 20 years, you feel lost, sad, unhappy, depressed, because you're not doing what you truly really needed to do for yourself, and where your heart was and stuff. So I would say spend a little time and try to figure that out. It will benefit you in the long run. I would also say try to seek guidance from other people who you might look up to in a field or so that you're interested in. Sometimes you might feel intimidated to approach somebody, but you might be pleasantly surprised. Sometimes people have a lot to share and are willing to share things, share their experiences so that you can benefit from, mistakes they may have made, or, little tidbits and, successes that they've enjoyed. So I would say reach out to other persons who are more experienced in a particular area, and you can get some valuable insight that you may not have gotten otherwise. I used to be a clerk of courts at Halfway Tree Courthouse, so sometimes I think back to some cases I was involved in, and verdicts, guilty verdicts and stuff based off my prosecutorial work. And I kind of smile. I think back to some of those days and thing. So that's law-wise. Media-wise, I enjoy my shows on the air, and I enjoy playing the music and stuff. And since in the last few years we've had this WhatsApp line where we can get messages directly from the listeners. Prior to that, of course, there was Twitter and social media and, kind of thing, but it's a little different. So that has brought out a different side of it for me. And you really feel like you're hearing back from the listeners in real time, kind of thing. And so that has been enjoyable and fun. So that's definitely a pleasant memory. And I would say a pleasant feature that has been added to the shows and thing on the station.